What we do here is go back.
I made a video a little while back about how Into the Radius is slowly approaching the end of its development.
What the f is this?
Click right here if you haven't watched it yet. Anyways, in that video I told you guys about the last two updates that we're going to be getting for Into the Radius, 2.7 and 2.8. In 2.7, we're supposed to be getting changes to the main lore and story of the game, as well as some new collectibles. But unfortunately, the devs released some news earlier this week and said that we will no longer be getting any refinements to the story and lore of the game. No! However, and you might want to hold on to something when I tell you this, we are getting a revolver. Now, I do not need to tell you how fucking sweet that news is. If you are a true explorer of the Radius, then you would know that we have been bugging Darius and the devs about putting a revolver in the game for a really long time. And if you were wondering, no, the revolver you're seeing right now isn't the actual revolver that we are getting. It's just a little something I whipped up in Blender for dramatic effect. This is the revolver that we are going to be getting. Which means in about a month, or whenever 2.7 officially releases, I'm gonna be walking around the Radius like I'm a goddamn cowboy.
Yippee-ki-yay, mother.
I know. It does suck that we aren't getting any changes to story or lore for the original Into the Radius. But don't kick out that chair just yet, because the developers are going to be putting that time and energy into the story and lore of Into the Radius 2 instead. Which means that ultimately Into the Radius 2 is going to be fleshed out and ready to release into early access way sooner. Hopefully. So this is still a win-win in my book. I mean, Into the Radius 2 is going to be that much better. In the video I posted on this topic about 3 months ago, I told you guys that we would be getting mod support for only the PC VR version of Into the Radius. But I was wrong. The developers do plan on releasing mod support for the Quest 2 version of the game as well, just sometime after the 2.8 update is released on PC VR. So, Quest 2 will eventually be getting modding, but PC VR players will be getting it first. Something that I am really excited to see in Into the Radius 2 is the new enemies. What kind of new enemies do you guys think are going to be in Into the Radius 2? I have some ideas, but what I'd really like is to hear what you guys have to say about it. If you could only have one new enemy in the sequel, what would you want it to be? Anyways, this is the end of the video, my friends. I hope that you enjoyed it. Have an amazing rest of your weekend, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye!